I just did a quick recording test, and that seemed to fix it at that point. So, how do we sound now, guys? How do we sound? Okay. How do we sound now, guys? Real good. Okay, all good? Alright, sweet. Sweet. Okay, alright. So, yeah, just updated OBS and that seemed to fix everything, so we're all good now. Okay. Just waiting for the others to come in at this point, but yeah, it looks like we are all set to go. Alright. Thank you, Brandon! Oh! Two at the same time! Alright. Okay, so, first off, I want to mention, before we begin today, that straw poll that we've, been having has, it's been interesting, because the lead has shifted, like, I think, 5 times at this point. Let's see, where's it currently at on that? 'Cause last time I checked, I think Battle for Bikini Bottom was winning.
I'm gonna check again.
But I don't think the other games were that far behind at that point.
Let's see.
Game voting.
Why is my thing taking?
Why is it taking so long to load?
Oh, so it's not just me.
Okay, yeah, it was me too. Okay, I guess Straw Poll is having a error right now because I can't load it.
Oh wait, no. Let me go to results.
Okay.
I clicked on result. It's still taking forever to load. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's something to do straw poll proper.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that poll's gonna continue for a while. So the plan for tonight is that we're gonna finish at least Dante's scenario. We might play a little bit of the other character next time, but I don't think we're gonna finish the game because it doesn't sound like there's much else to be had really with the other character besides just sampling them.
There's some different gameplay like it is a proper different story. It's just shorter, but it's Devil May Cry 2. So how much longer do we really want to spend here?
Yeah.
Right.
And as I said on Twitter, I'm coming back to this after like basically bitching through the entirety of Wonderful 101 again. So oof, this is gonna be a hard wake up back into this game.
It's gonna be a fun time ahead.
Okay.
You might as well blorb up. I've seen the final boss. We're gonna want plenty of health.
Okay, health, got it.
Alright. So when you start the mission, we should still be on the helipad so we can button check.
Okay.
Square is your problem solver. Triangle is your attack button. Circle is your evade. Triangle with any direction mid combo will modify it. L2 is your stuff. L1 will be your devil trigger when you have some meter.
Alright.
Alright, so to inform the audience at home, don't go through that door yet.
Oh, whoops.
Oh well. I have now beaten this game 4 times. I've beaten it on normal and hard with both characters, and I have unlocked the other unlockable character. Also, we're Resident Evil right now. Jump down the elevator shaft. Alright, don't bother fighting the enemies, but jump on the boxes and try to get into the banisters.
Okay.
I want to see if a blue orb from a previous mission is still there for this mission. It is not.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope, never mind.
It loads in on specific missions.
I never understand that, you know?
I mean...
Oh god, I don't like it. Looks really like
What is happening?
They're trying to do like a, a fire effect thing, but it's
all 3 flames there.
Yeah, but like the effect's not really working. It's just making it look really out of focus.
No, just inside an oven.
Okay. Oh, Dante. This way. Thank you. I'm instinctively hitting that because that's the jump button in Wonderful 101.
Yeah, good work. You find your way through. You're just backtracking to where you came from last time, so when you go through that door into the lava room, you're gonna go to your right. Or no, left.
Yeah.
Really don't bother fighting enemies. It's mostly bats flying at you. Go up the stairway.
Do.
Also, I forgot about another button check aspect. You're gonna go up the stairs.
The other button check aspect.
And first, I'll just keep dodge rolling. It's faster, and you'll be able to evade those landmines. There's a button here that the game doesn't tell you about that we're going to need to make use of in a minute. And that is by holding R2, you actually don't auto-lock to enemies. Which is good when you have to do puzzle solving because you don't want to lock onto the random flying enemies around you. So you gotta hit all those switches.
Okay, with
And
your
you'll come
guns
hit
or
them.
sword?
Sword.
Okay.
But you have to do a jumping attack to hit them.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna jump down off this platform to get to that first one. They're all in the lower sections.
Okay. Thank you.
I think you missed one back there.
On the first floor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
High octane mission right here.
Right, it's so exciting.
There we go.
So when you run, after you hit the third switch and you run up to the door, don't go through it because I want to point out something.
Alright.
Gamer tone, currently no.
Okay. So what'd you want to point out?
So you see the spiral pipe there?
Yeah?
At the top of it is a blue orb fragment.
Ew.
It took me approximately 20 in real life minutes to get the damn thing because you don't just jump up to it. You have to use your devil trigger to fly up there.
What?
Except there's a bunch of invisible. Yes, and there's a bunch of invisible walls, so the actual collision is all sorts of BS.
Nah.
So we are not going to do that because we have better things to do with our lives.
Okay.
I just wanted to point that out because, yeah.
You
no.
just never wasted the time for us.
Yes.
This is a
Run
this
towards that door.
I'm sorry, I do not like this, like, hazy, like, screen effects kind
Yeah,
of
that's
thing.
so weird.
It's not great.
Does it? It does not make the game look good. Dante.
Be careful with your rolling on walls because then you'll do that.
Really, we're just suddenly playing this game on the PS2, that's why it's all blurry now.
Probably be running better if it's on PS2.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to go into the back of that plane. Let's keep rolling since it's currently an air tunnel.
Whoop, whoop, what? What?
Yeah. When we get to Devil May Cry 3, you're going to be mashing that circle button for a different reason.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so this is a cutscene, but you're going to run down to the bottom of the plane to then hit the boxes. So we have a present waiting for us. Thanks, Collision.
Oh my god.
This is peak gameplay. It's the boxes that you're standing on, Pat, not those. God.
okay.
They want to do that to us.
God.
I think the larger box on the right is what we're looking for.
There we go.
Yeah, there's a rocket launcher there.
Hey.
This is our problem solver.
Anything else in this plane, or?
Nope.
Okay.
So what happened is that you walking inside of the plane somehow released its locks. So then
What?
it flew into the plane. Yeah. So you're gonna go through the hole that it made in the fan.
Ah, okay. No. Oh, that thing. Oh.
I know it's been a long day, Dante, but come on. It's not even the worst of it yet. And that's the mission. Also, look at that not so great effect.
Yeah, that fire does not look great.
Alright, Dante's looking at us like, well, guess I'm heading to some weird ruins.
He's heading over to Denny's.
I need to get myself a sundae.
Yeah. Oh, what a day. Okay. So
I guess I might as well.
so is the rocket launcher overall better to use than the Ebony and Ivory?
Rocket launch. It depends on what you're fighting.
Okay.
Ebony and Ivory will be more accurate since the rocket launcher actually has to follow a projectile.
Yeah.
I believe there's a secret mission on the right side of this place, but well, yeah, we might as well get as many as we can so you can buster your health. Might as well kill these enemies, get some devil triggers since you'll need it for an upcoming puzzle.
Bang, bang.
Ow.
I wasn't aware Ace was in here. Yeah, the rocket launcher is mostly good for bosses since it does not insignificant chip damage to things. I believe. Don't bother hitting that yet.
No.
So what the gimmick here is that you have to hit this switch, then double trigger with the quick heart, and then run to the other side of it to hit the other switch to open up that door. There should be like a line of orbs around here that you can run into the wall and press circle to open it up. I think it's further towards the back. But yeah, the rocket launcher I found, especially on hard mode, was really good just to be able to speed up processes and just do some good chip damage. Or I wouldn't even call it chip damage since it kind of murdered. Oh wait, no, it wasn't a secret mission, it was that thing. Never mind.
Alright.
So yeah. I think if you hit the switch again and fight more enemies, you can probably get yourself some DT.
How much do I
'Cause
have?
I don't.
No,
If you lock on, it should show you. It's not red, so you don't have enough. It'll turn to the color of whatever element you're using when you have enough to activate it. For the sake of a talking point, I can talk about what the plot has actually showed us so far,
Alright.
because I'm sure everyone really wants to remember that.
Yeah.
So we have this young Heihachi-looking motherfucker is a businessman who wants to open a portal to hell to gain powers because, of course.
Because every businessman in these kind of games do.
Of course. And he plans to do it by collecting 4 MacGuffins that he's going to put on a pedestal to open the gate to hell so that his boss, who I guess is important in some aspect, can come to Earth, as you do.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Dante was called in by this tribe that helped Sparta, his dad, solve the problem the first time. When he did that, we don't know. We don't care.
Theffa asked,
Yep.
Theffa asked, will you play DMC3 right away or after a break?
Probably will be a bit.
Yeah.
Because I will say we are doing another action game right after this. I'll announce what that is pretty soon. But yeah, it won't be
Okay,
DMC
Pat,
though.
in terms of gameplay, I think after you fight this raid of Mancers, you should be able to
We should have
get enough. Well, you're gonna need to equip your quick heart equipment on your amulet,
Okay.
and then we can solve this puzzle. So my recommendation is that you'll go to pick one of the switches, do the helm splitter onto it, and then once the cutscene ends that shows you the door, double trigger immediately and just book it to the other one, and then do another jumping helm splitter.
Alright.
Okay, and so for the plot is like, basically they call Dante and is like, alright, we couldn't do this without Sparta last time, and you've proven that you're better than Sparta in basically every way, so You're gonna be our striker. We want you to go kill the bad guy while we collect all his MacGuffins. Okay?
Okay.
Good.
Where-
And so Lucia has her mother. That's the old woman was her mother, by the way, not her grandmother. The age difference would make you think otherwise, but
Yeah.
hey, Japan, sure. So yeah, Lucia's out trying to solve problems by collecting the MacGuffins just to keep it away. And in her story, at this point, she would have encountered Argus, the villain. Remember to hold R2 to be able to select where you want to look. Probably took too much time and the door's already closed, so you might as well fight these enemies to get your devil trigger back. So Lucia fought her way through and fought some bosses earlier than we did, actually. There's some weird boss placements, so we'll get to an enemy encounter later. It was like, this is a game that Lucia fought on her second mission. You're fighting it on the 14th.
Okay.
Suffice to say how incredibly threatening that boss is going to be. And when Lucia went to face Argus, you find out that she is actually a crafted human, well, crafted demon rather, and was basically think of her as Cammy,
Okay.
because he has his own entourage of dolls that are just exactly looking like her. Didn't have to kidnap them since they were totally fiction or fabricated, and there's no body swap plot that goes nowhere like with Bison.
Okay.
So when we fight some enemies that play a lot like Lucia as enemies, now we know why.
Okay.
Again, this is not told to you at all in Dante's story. So when I went to the penultimate boss fight, and then I had to fight some enemies that looked a lot like Lucia, I had no context. All you get is like a one-off line that you have no real reason to understand.
There we go.
Good job, you solved that incredibly difficult puzzle. I think there is another secret mission around here, and I think it's like to the right or left passageway.
I'm gonna say left.
Yeah,
we haven't
try
been
next
up
to that
here
red
yet.
orb. Yeah. Just mash your face in front of walls and press circle buttons. If it's a corner or something like that. Again, I think I think it would be marked by red orbs, or it would have like an obvious like light source or something like that. I think it might be on the right side to the door to the switch. Yeah, I think at the end of that corridor. Wait, I have a guide. What the fuck am I doing? I can just look it up. I'm so smart. Secret room. Search the pillar on the right with the burning skull. Oh, that's what it was. So go to the center of it, where there's a bunch of lights and some burning skulls.
Yep.
And on the right side, one of the skulls will be a secret room. Yeah, the secret room aspect of it was more lost on me than most other things because you don't have to repeat it. The other one on the right side. The one closer to it, yeah. So it's going to be finicky, is it? I did read right side, right? Yes, it is on the right. And it's not worth it anyway.
Okay.
If it's going to be this problem. Just go hit that switch. Progress.
Progress!
So yeah. Lucia got distracted because she found out who her father was, and then she got teleported to fight a boss that we're going to be fighting in a moment.
Neat.
And now she is currently underground doing a decent, quote unquote, water sector. Also, yeah.
Whoop!
We designed this boss to be fought in this cave, so we have to teleport you to get to it. Don't ask about it. You might as well use your rocket launcher on these things since they're not really moving fast. Press L2 or a couple times and you should move to it. For some enemy encounters, a good strategy is to fire and then just dodge roll, but you know, it doesn't really speed it up, at least I don't think it does. But it does keep you safe if some enemies bum rush you. It does good damage and it has a splash, so you can do a hard knockdown on a lot of groups.
Yeah.
Alright, time for probably the worst boss in this game.
Oh boy.
Mostly because it's just kind of a clusterfuck. Anyway,
It's math.
continuing with the RE0 train. Here's a bee moth. Thing.
Yeah.
You're not gonna want to use the rocket launcher. Just pull out ebony and ivory. So this thing's gimmick is that it lays eggs. Those eggs go underground. Then they turn into tremors. Yeah, it's best just to change your lock on by using R3 to click onto the queen and just keep shooting.
Okay, yeah, R3.
She does nothing but fly up there and sometimes lay eggs. The real boss is the larva that it spits out, which will do that a lot. Basically, when they turn into train mode, that I'm going to refer to them here on out, they're basically a walking command grab. Yeah, trying to rely on the soft lock isn't going to do you much good, so
The heck is that?
doing the lock on. That's a bug.
Ah.
Yeah, like, I gotta switch it like every time I get to the ground.
Do you? I never had trouble with the auto lock on or the hard lock on this thing.
Is it R3? I'm pinned then. It's not.
You have to hold R1 to lock on,
What?
and then R3 to change targets.
What?
While you press R3, you don't hold it. Otherwise, it'll just keep changing. Are you having fun, Pat? Lucia also fights this thing, and it's much worse because her long-range weapon is throwing knives, which means it's slower.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a fun time.
I'm already sick of this boss.
The boss fight doesn't end when the queen dies. You have to kill all the larvae.
Quick, someone in the chat asked me who what my video game most is.
Yeah, I don't know why. Are you just doing soft lock, Pat?
No, I'm trying to hard lock onto it, but it keeps wanting to auto reset.
That
Like as
doesn't
soon as
make
the
sense.
larva shows up.
Because yeah, if you're holding R1, it should just stay on whatever you're already locked onto.
Ace, I still don't know what that means.
Bring up Twitch chat so I can interact with everyone. Yeah, whenever you get your devil trigger, just might as well pop it to speed up the killing process.
Yeah.
Also, if they do the command grab on you, it's actually kind of good because it means they die faster. Alright, you killed the queen. Time to do cleanup.
Yo, achievement.
Congratulations, you beat a boss.
Ah.
Loading.
Yeah, it's debatable whether or not the rocket launcher will be better on these things. Also, you have to fight two now. Have fun. Because while they are not as high in the air and as awkward angles, they constantly go in and out of the ground, so your attacks will miss a lot.
I'll give it a shot.
Be careful though, you are running low on health. Yeah, might want DT immediately, since you are low on health.
Okay, that's one down.
I have. Hopefully another one doesn't pop up.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
there
it.
we go. Okay.
Well, at least you don't have to fight any more bosses. Well, in this chapter.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, that's the last boss one.
Yes, that was the final boss. You beat the game. Congratulations. So yeah, just go down the pit.
Whoop!
Oh, don't ask how you got teleported there.
That was so random.
It made more sense in Lucia's story because the villain literally said, "I'm going to send you into a portal," I mean, he didn't say it, but the scene told you that.
Okay.
All right. So here's a mission where I found to be interesting today.
Okay.
Because for me, I was able to get a repeatable soft crash in this mission.
Okay.
So run down the steps until you run into a wall on this next flight of steps. There should be like a glowing crystal or whatever. That'll
Yep.
be a secret room. So yeah, that on the wall, just run into it. Press circle and it should interact with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, we've missed a lot of these. Oh well. Rocket launcher's pretty good for these monkeys. Or orangutans. I guess they're still technically monkeys. Yeah. Unfortunate in this game they made guns so good, but they don't give you any style points.
Yeah.
They actually did correct that in 3 onward. Especially because guns aren't, like, they aren't broken, but they're certainly decent utility for combo extension.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every Platinum game and stuff like that, they're always used for more extension than, you know, as a primary attacking.
Mm-hmm. Nero is somewhat of an extension in 4 onward because of how his gun functions, because it can do actually rack up some serious damage. Might as well also talk about it in relation to those enemies that you encountered. They're a pretty prime example of how I found in hard mode that is when this game actually kind of becomes a game. Because enemies are aggressive enough to actually be enemies you're fighting. Like enemies would actually be something regarded to as a threat. They'd actually come after me. They'd actually start just attacking. Because like in some situations, they're just kind of just standing there, just waiting for their AI to turn on.
Yeah.
All right, Pat, you're gonna want to kill all these enemies. They are an optional encounter, except not really, because if you don't kill all the enemies before you exit this room, you might get a hard crash.
What?
Yeah, I fought these guys, these Iron Maidens. That's not what their name is, but I don't want to try and pronounce that badly, so I'm just gonna call them Iron Maidens.
Yeah.
And after you fight all these guys, then a couple of blood goats will show up. And whenever I would leave the blood goats alive, when I tried to leave the room, the game would just crash.
Okay.
I did it twice in a row, so I know for a fact that it works. Yeah. Also, these goats, well, I guess these ones are goatlings in this difficulty. Yeah, as you're seeing, like, when you have, like, only one to deal with, you can string them pretty well. But on harder difficulties, you're definitely going to want to use your rocket launcher just to do a hard knockdown. So then you can just kind of do a combo string like back in Devil May Cry 1 of grenade launcher, stinger, grenade launcher, stinger. Or, you know, you could just stay back and just shoot your rocket.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead!
This is what you deserve.
That was kind of
Welcome
sad.
to Devil May Cry 2. Yeah.
Kinda...
So
Oh, wow.
Alright, you killed them all, so just head on inward. So yeah, like, you trigger like this mini cutscene of the door closing, and then right as the scene transition would go through, the game would crash.
Okay.
Yep. We might as well kill these enemies. Might as well. Get some rorbs so you can level up. Ow.
Gonna look a little stylish today, kind of work.
It's easier to do it with Lucia, mostly because her stinger equivalent is a somersault. And it doesn't knock enemies away, so you can actually just keep your combo going. That's what's mostly really what keeps her enjoyable in this game. Because so much of Dante's kit is built around knocking enemies away at the end of the combo.
Yeah.
And it's not really until 3 that you get a reliable way to close that distance without it just being another stinger that knocks them away even further. So for Lucia's gameplay, a lot of it's just built around like you just being able to just keep getting a proper combo string going on while they're just getting air timed.
Yeah.
Is this fun?
Alright. Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna hit up that switch a bunch, and it'll lead to progress.
Is this where the fun part starts?
No. It's somewhat of a fun part coming up, but fun is somewhat subjective. This reminds me of a room from Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, now that you've solved this very difficult puzzle, a bunch of fairies are going to be flying around, I believe. So, yeah. These guys are a decent, I like these better than the Puyas or whatever they're called, the bird ones.
Yeah.
Because these guys function more in just strictly that they'll just fly around kind of as options. And then, given enough time, they will set a small explosion around you. So rather than like a direct line of like fire that you have to avoid, they just kind of give you a tracker thing to keep track of while you're fighting other things. Not a terrible enemy type, but they're certainly annoying when you have to just focus on them and then just devolve to this. Going back to what Mr. Blue Mario says, like a DMC game featuring Mega Man Zero, I'd play it.
Yeah. Yeah, done.
Why not? Interesting idea.
It's like a proper DMC game, though.
Yeah.
But I think the errors of that is kind of...
Yeah, I think that era's kinda gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those birds,
Yeah.
those flying things are getting fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not birds, they're fairies.
Fairies. Okay, thank you. More realistic.
There are birds enemies, and they are somewhat more annoying, so
Ah.
give the proper distinction. Yeah, people are saying like Revengeance is pretty close to what you would expect from a Mega Man Zero thing.
Yeah.
Just cut through everything.
The point is I want to commit murder.
The point is that nothing is safe. So, yeah.
This there?
Yeah, that's the big one. Alright. So after you hit up this stone of orbs, alright, now you're gonna pop your devil trigger and then run towards the camera.
Okay.
George, I want to give, but I'm a Pikmin fan, so I'm obligated not to.
Alright. So, there's a breakable wall there, and there's a spike platform. I think you know how to video game. And... Yep, alright. You can break those, but you're gonna go back to that spike trap.
Okay.
Look at them rules.
Because now you can jump up onto that little platform up there, above where you landed. And then use that. Instead of running all the way up there, you should be able to jump onto the platforms to the sides. So back to where it opened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where you fell in, but instead of falling in, you jumped to a higher platform.
Oh. Alright, I see.
It is as finicky as you would expect, because this is a PlayStation 2 game. And I believe you either jumped to the back or you jumped towards the camera. I forget specifically how this one works.
What? Whoa, whoa!
Well, that happened.
Ah.
Dante, are you feeling okay? I think that's how it worked. Jump on the spike lift, go down a small corridor. Maybe there's just a corridor you run in, like check the edges or something like that.
Well, Judge, you will be able to if that deluxe thing is true.
This does lead you to treasures. I'm not losing my mind.
So, the pillar?
The game, probably not.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, that's it. There you go. We got there. eventually. All right, grab some orbs and grab the weapon in the middle of the room.
Merciless.
There's the Merciless. It's an okay sword. You should be able to jump up above the platform and get the more important, a full blue orb.
Woo!
All right, now you can fall through the holes and make your way back to where we were. Oh, I believe that's where you need to progress, so head away from the camera now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Merciless is a sword that's somewhat wider, so, you know, you could use that if you want to try and nick more enemies at once. It's kind of useful to get a amulet piece later on in this chapter, but I don't think we should bother with it because it's just another tedious thing like that blue orb I pointed out. I believe there's another secret room in here. We can get to it later. Make your way up to that switch to hit.
I'm surprised I got that first try considering all the stinger stuff that I kept failing at in DMC1.
Well, DMC1's platform is also interesting because like they hard lock you to a platform that you're on so that you don't just fall off of it. Whereas this game doesn't have that, so you actually have to kind of have some spatial awareness. I believe that door thing that you're passing by at the bottom there, I think that's where the secret room is.
Okay.
And this will keep going up and down forever, so you can jump down then grab that if you like. That one's a secret orb cache. One of these other ones will be the secret room. I think it has like some red letters on it or something. No, I think it's that well-lit one over there, though. Yeah, you have to get on one of these other platforms first.
There we go.
I'm just bad at this game, I guess. Nor the fact that I'm the one who's played this the most. Here's an enemy type that's rarely encountered. You will get like one real encounter with these on Lucia's mode. I kind of forgot that they were in the secret rooms when I fought them as Lucia. I was like, oh wait, is this a new enemy type? Where the hell did this come from? We've been getting voice requests. It's been kind of just busy because we're kind of shooting the shit. I might as well talk about also in somewhat relation to the encounter of these enemies with Lucia. You remember the infested tanks, right?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that they're actually an enemy type on hard mode because they'll actually move around and try to get a good angle on you so they can shoot you.
Ah.
In normal mode, they literally are basically like Gauss tanks where they'll just kind of sit there and just like, I'm just gonna sit here, and if I see him, I'll try shooting him maybe.
Drink my coffee.
Whereas on hard mode, they were all getting closer. It's like, hey, I'm gonna close that distance so you can't dodge it as well. Not that I did a good job of dodging them anyway. But yeah, it's just like, oh, these are real enemies now. Neat. Somewhat disappointed though, because I wanted to burn through hard mode faster.
How dare you make me wait more time.
How dare you ruin my chance to get a half-decent stylish ranking, because I'm basically hitting a target. Just a practice dummy. Congratulations. Also, because Lucia only has, I believe it's either 13 or 14 missions. I think 13. She actually has half as many secret rooms. This one you actually have to press circle to exit, yeah. So actually, whenever you beat a secret room, no matter what, you will always get a blue orb fragment because they had to compensate for the fact that, well, they just didn't have as many places to put them. Since Dante has generally at least 2 or 3 rooms per chapter.
Ah!
Yeah, that happened to me a lot.
Off. Off.
Yep. Nope, it has to reset. Very complex machine. The rocket launcher absolutely does more damage than pistols. It's just mostly the slower speed can set you up to get hit more often. But since we're on normal mode, that probably actually won't be too much of a problem. But there's another weapon around here. I gotta remember how to get to it. Jump on platforms, top of the room. Oh, okay, you have to go back to the jumping puzzle. Sorry, we want those submachine guns.
Alright.
Also, yeah, spoilers, there's submachine guns. So yeah, when you get to the very top, instead of going to the switch that you'd hit to activate that elevator, you're gonna go to the other side of the room.
No!
Womp womp.
Okay, we're gonna just take the platform up quick.
Too bad pseudo cutscenes like this aren't skippable.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot in this series. So yeah, they should be. I think doing this manually might do you. Oh well.
Hold on.
Yes, they are Uzis. They are. Well, I mean, an Uzi is a submachine gun, so yes, Bing. Yeah, submachine guns won't do as much damage, but they shoot faster, so you don't have to deal with that somewhat infrequent pace that the pistols have.
I feel like I can get
You do
this.
have, yeah, you do have Devil Trigger though, so you could equip the aerial heart and just fly your way up there.
You know what? Just to save time, let's do that.
Yes, everything is actually dual wielded in this game. Whenever Dante's using an offhand weapon, he will have the other hand with either his pistol, or if it's actually a weapon, yeah, that door there, or if it's a weapon that actually comes with two, he will wield both. So like when he's using the rocket launcher, he'll have his pistol equipped next to it, and when he's like in the air, also don't ask why these submachine guns are on this demon symbol. Yeah, so there's the submachine guns. They're slightly weaker than pistols, so mileage will vary. I prefer using them just because I like the constant rate of fire.
Yeah.
I don't think they stun enemies as quickly, but especially on hard mode, at that point, you're going to be either using submachine guns strictly for damage, or you're going to be using the rocket launcher for damage and knockdown. But yeah, when Dante's using the rocket launcher and you do a jump attack, he'll actually pull out his pistol to keep doing that. Alright, so here's that puzzle that I'm talking about. So, the point of what you're intended to do is you break all three of these soon within each other, and then you turn on the quick heart to then run over and then grab the amulet piece before the force field that is currently around it comes back up. Problem. These objects have a certain amount of health that you have to deplete. Except for some reason they also have regenerating health. Which means you have to get them all weakened down at the same time, and then break them all, and then go run over and grab the thing.
Boy.
The reward is an upgrade that makes it so you heal more health when you're in Devil Trigger, which is nice. However, this is really not fun, and also there's no enemies around, so you can't even recharge your Devil Trigger if you run out of attempts.
So not worth it.
I think you'll be fine without needing the healing.
Alright.
But yeah, that's where it is. Alright, let's go fight a boss.
Woo!
I recommend the rocket launcher.
Alright.
Say hello to not Nello Angelo.
I was about to say, he looks like, whatchamacallit, Dark Khan.
He does. Alright, so he has wolves, and he also attacks you. Also, watch the wolves just stop animating sometimes. Don't worry about that.
It's fine.
Yeah, kill his wolves first just because they're just another obstacle. They have less health, so they'll die faster. And once you've killed them, well actually, you can test a theory around here. Jump up to where that throne is.
Hold on, if I can move there.
Oh yeah, this boss is really annoying, Brandon. Understatement of a fucking century. Alright, so I don't think anything can hit you from up here. It's just firing. And it does knock down on the boss, so he won't be able to hit you. The only thing he has that can hit you is a Captain Commando upward slash thing. Don't know what the proper move is called, but you know, Vegito has it in Fighters. So yeah, what he just did right there, yeah, that's the only thing he has that can hurt you. But because you have the rocket launcher and it will stun him for most of his attack frames, just keep firing. If you happen to hit the wolves and then stop them, then great. But you could also just lock on with R1 and just focus fire on him and then just beat the fight. He'll keep trying to keep hitting you. You might get lucky sometimes, but yeah, this is the best way to do this fight.
Yeah.
Are you having fun? Also, he's kind of bullshit because like he has his own million stabs that goes on for so long that it's impossible to dodge by dodge rolling.
Oh
And
yay.
because of how imperfect the jump is, you're more likely to land on it anyway. So yeah. Also, this isn't the only time we're gonna fight him.
Oh yay.
Yeah, and his wolves just leave, which is good.
Okay.
And the end of that mission. Did you have fun?
When does the fun start?
On New Game Plus 5 when you have Trish because her moveset's better. Alright. This is the mission with a boss that you fight on Lucia's story mode on chapter 3.
Blue orb or purple orb? You thinking?
I still think health is the most important thing.
Alright.
And that's the last blue orb to purchase. So after that, we're, I wouldn't say golden through the rest of this, but pretty well off.
Pretty much just invest in purple at that point.
I think upgrading guns will be the best thing.
Okay.
Alright, here's the boss that sucks. Yes, it is technically a boss.
Rocket launcher it, machine gun, what?
Nope. You're gonna jump and do a helm splitter. You have to jump and break all the purple stuff. And don't bother with the Halloween ornaments because they'll just respawn after you've killed them all. So you can kill like all but one so that it's not as many things trying to attack you. But yeah, just focus on the geometric shapes. You having fun yet? Do you like the fact that you can't really see your depth of field?
Do you feel like it now, Mr. Krabs?
Yeah, I do like feeling it now. I'm like half here, honestly.
That's fair. That's more attention than this game, frankly, does. Alright, you beat the boss. Good job. Now time for the real boss.
Alright.
He's significantly easier, but also somewhat more annoying. There should be some green orbs around here for you to eat up. Also, all of these statues have orbs.
Oh. Whoops.
We don't need them. Alright. Lucia will fill in somewhat on the plot. She's collected all of her MacGuffins.
Now we can stop Arius's ambition.
Whatever.
Poor voice actress has not given much to work with.
Yeah.
I do not deserve this power.
And also, Dante's voice actor also didn't have much to work with.
Was this the last game that
It's too much here.
because did the voice actor change between Devil May Cry 1, 2 into 3?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe.
I need to take care
I believe it was a different actor every time until they really stuck with Ruben Langdon.
Okay.
So yeah. Take this chalice that we're calling an Akrana. Lucia's gonna go somehow sneak into the boss's base. How she does that, I don't know. Apparently, like the next cutscene for Lucia after she fights this boss. Again, like, yeah, you fight this particular version of this boss as both characters in this room. Yeah. You can do this for a lot of the fight. Unfortunately, his Wrecking Ball arms are hitboxes, so you won't always do damage, but yeah. But you see, they somewhat thought of this because they realized, hey, we made a really cool church room, but there's way too much space for this thing, and it's also really easy. So we have lasers that keep you preoccupied. Doesn't that make great boss design?
Are they gonna hit me? Nope.
I mean, he'll get there eventually.
Some point after half of his health is gone.
Mm-hmm. But they also realize, like, wait, this isn't a generic bad enough boss fight yet. So what else can we add to this? I know. Let's add ads to the fight. That should be spawning momentarily. Those will keep you preoccupied, right? I feel like they would have spawned earlier, but this might be hard mode me thinking, there they are. But now you actually have to pay attention, kind of. Or you could use rocket launcher them away.
And now they're gone.
Hype of character action.
This is the hype, guys.
This is the good video game. Oh yeah, so Lucia's story, you basically fight this boss in a more reasonable situation, like it's more enclosed so that you actually have to avoid him. But even then, he's incredibly easy. Really the only problem with him is that he has a swipe away that's really fast, so it's hard to react to. But even then, you can just keep away until you devil trigger, then you run up and just super armor your way through it. So yeah, what Lucia is doing now is going to the big bad's skyscraper, and apparently she found one of her replicas, beat it up, took her clothes, and then snuck up to the top of the floor. How she managed to do all of that, I don't know. We'll never find out because the cutscenes don't exist. And basically her next mission is just a boss fight with the big bad, which we will see the end result later. Spoilers, it doesn't work well. You win in the game to lose in a cutscene, don't you love when that happens? Yeah. As you can see, that the environment is doing most of this boss fight than the actual boss.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how it was with Queen Bee that we fought earlier, but at least she made enemies that was the boss fight environment. This guy's just like, we need to put lasers in here because the boss is too easy.
Yeah.
Also adds. The Devil Trigger doesn't affect your guns because when in Devil Trigger you will use
machine gun. Yeah.
He basically turns into Iron Man and just kind of shoots the lasers out of his hands.
Yeah.
So in later, well actually in every game but this one really, when you go into Devil Trigger, it actually modifies your guns rather than just making it just a new weapon entirely. But I don't think it changes the fire rate of any of them. Maybe in 4, I can't remember shooting many guns in Devil May Cry 5. I think 2 rockets at this point would kill the boss, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. They'll reuse my asset later. Also, I think that boss had... Was it this boss or another one? I know I'm thinking of another boss that... At least a boss in this game that uses voice clips from Nello Angelo back in Devil May Cry 1. Or they just did the exact same effect, but frankly, considering the time and budget that they had for this development, I'm pretty sure they just reused them all.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Hey Granny, what's going on?
Yay.
It's from your daughter. What are you doing, Granny?
My grandma or mother? Which one do you want me to be?
I mean...
My daughter went to face Arius all by herself.
Lucia is the daughter, but not really, as I explained earlier. She just happens to be old.
And save Lucia.
Though, I believe she personally knew Sparta, I guess, or something? I don't know. Apparently that was like 100 years ago, but this is also reality where anyone can be as old as they need to be. Also, Dante picking up this coin flip gimmick for literally no reason.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Ads!
That kind of is perfectly encapsulating what we just went through.
Yeah.
The staff that she's holding or that she gave you, because if staff that she gave you is one of the Arcana that's going to be used to revive the devil. Is this boss fight time? Yeah, it's just boss fight. So yeah, spoilers, Lucia lost.
That man is going to really
What? What's with this Heihachi looking motherfucker right here?
I don't know. Also, I'm not sure what Dante just threw right now. Because it's not like he uses a knife.
crap.
Yeah.
And all the Arcanas are in his hand.
Oh, Arcana.
Also, the lip syncing was not great for that. I guess he did throw the Arcana, whatever.
I was so expecting this to just shatter.
These ancient relics, hundreds of years old, and then they're broken.
What?
There's a total of 18 missions in this game.
Yeah, we're on 12 right now, so... Well, we just
13.
finished 12, so yeah, we're on 13.
Yeah, so we're on 13. Alright, hit the guy. Also, do you like ads?
Oh boy!
Do you want more proof that this guy is a pretty lame villain? Yeah, just focus on him. Hard lock on, run up, and just keep punching him. Rocket launcher does good work, but your sword is faster. Yeah, he'll run around, he'll try to be a fancy prick, drink beer, well, not beer, wine, in different corners, shoot you with his revolver, summon goats. Suffice to say, on hard mode and other difficulties, this is a much worse boss fight, especially for Lucia, because she doesn't have the hard knockdown option of the rocket launcher. She does have an explosive option, but it's a hand grenade that she usually uses as like a landmine, so it's not as applicable. Yeah. You having fun? Do you really feel the tension of fighting the big bad of this game?
So that we only just met.
We met him when he appeared on the helicopter, but it also just kind of devolved. It's like, oh, the Devil Hunter Dante. Well, I'm gonna peace out. Go fight my Taurus that's broken on normal mode, because whenever you stand behind him, he'll just keep doing the same move over and over and over and over until he dies, as we showed the last time we played this game. Also, fun fact, in hard mode, that boss is actually a boss.
Must obtain the power of Argosax.
I must have obtained the power of this guy who took over when Mundus died, I guess, or something, I don't know. So I don't know if it's here or later on when this guy gets just a different VA for no reason. It's very noticeable. Like, I know for a fact when we get to the point where he tries to gain power, because of course he is, it's not even the same VA. If it is, he's doing a completely different impression, because, yeah. Also, there was only a, like, wind effect there.
Yeah.
An explosion for that attack.
Don't worry. I've got you.
Okay.
Why'd you put your sword away if you're not gonna?
Yeah, that's all I need is the rocket launcher.
Face the magic.
You just knew that the building was gonna explode.
Yeah.
Why was there a second explosion?
Yeah.
This is the best part of any Devil May Cry game. It's just trying to make all the acronyms say
Yeah.
something dumb.
Oh, it's not good then.
Platinum, why'd you have to do away with that and just make them basic ratings?
Yeah.
Not to appreciate the stupidity.
Gamer telling you must, dear.
Well, I think Revengeance did that, actually. So yeah, this is where she explains her plot to you, and you're like, what?
Every
You?
Excuse me. So were you born with red hair or did you dye it?
there's still time.
She was born with red hair.
We have until
Ah.
the sun is completely eclipsed.
Thought I have to offer.
How are you going to enter the building?
You could just L-trigger and go back up.
Where there's a will.
No, we gotta make a portal to hell to get there or something.
Okay.
I mean, it's the most efficient way to go to your house. Like, why take the front door or the back door if you can just take a hell portal? Could probably upgrade your guns, but yeah.
Well, hold
Alright,
on.
so
There's
you're gonna...
there's statue right here. We can check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Or if Dante will. Thank you. Alright. Okay. Rocket launcher, I'm guessing. I'll probably upgrade that.
Yeah, either that or the submachine gun. But rocket launcher is gonna be a problem solver,
Yeah.
especially for bosses. Alright, so you're gonna run... We're not gonna go in there, you're gonna run forward, since we're currently in a hell version of the first area we were in.
Yeah.
So you're gonna try... So there's 4 switches you're gonna have to hit. Some blood goats should be spawning here, and you might as well kill them just because they're just gonna get in your way. Alright, these ones are abyss goats, blood goats, I guess, are later. They're the same enemy type, so it really doesn't matter. The only real difference is that some of them have harder knockdowns than the others. Yeah, Brendan remembers this mission. Not great. Kind of just tedious, really. Just like the rest of this game. So at least it's on brand.
Yeah.
So yeah, around here on the upper platforms, I think to the ones on your right, don't go for the red orbs yet. There's one of the switches you need to hit. Yeah. So yeah, backtrack a bit, and then you're gonna need to get up onto the upper roofs. I gotta go check on something. Be right back.
Alright. Yeah, there it goes. Going. Go on. I'm just watching that hellfire.
Just die. Kill the goat.
You move it all, buddy? Nope.
There's the blood goots. I knew they were there.
Whoop.
You can certainly R2 to unlock to them and make your way without it auto-locking you with the camera. But yeah, there's an upper rooftop you're gonna need to get onto to find this first switch. Killing enemies. So I think these enemies are far enough away that you don't need to worry about them and you can just run away. Go back from whence you came.
Alright.
Because the switch is at the first corner where those abyss goats spawned.
It's around here.
Yeah, just keep running towards the camera. Then go to the right. And jump over this. Get sniped by that goat. All part of the plan. Some RNG manipulation. This is how we get the personal best. Alright, so...
Wait, did we just loop the...
You're back at the corner, and it's the building immediately to your right at the corner that you need to get on top of.
Where those red orbs are?
Yeah, where you saw that red orb? Yeah, you need to get up there.
Oh wait, pink.
The best way to get to it is by going to
Hey!
there we are. So yeah, kill the goats from up here. Don't get knocked down. And then you can freely attack the switch.
Ping asks, unless you guys already answered this question, like what's the worst level you played in the game?
Ooh.
That also includes me. Yeah, someone.
Gotta think of an area that maybe just flat out stopped playing the game. Well,
I mean, so that just says I have to give me my head recently. I got Sonic Lost World Automatic 2. Sucks.
yeah, that's a pretty bad one.
Alright. If you jump up near that orb and you do a lock on, you should be able to aerial hit it.
See ya,
Okay.
Gamertron. I don't think Tape's streaming tomorrow. I think we're doing just a radio. Right?
Well, no,
Are we?
when,
Oh, no.
well, that's going to be, I think Johnny might be starting KH, so I might be joining for that.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so that's the first one. Now you can run down back to where you were fighting the other enemies. Continue up the street. Return to another landmark, but because I can actually see what you're doing in real time, and the fact that I highly doubt you remember what any kind of area is somewhat called,
Yeah.
we're just gonna eyeball this. Yeah, don't bother with these enemies. These ones actually don't matter. So yeah, just gonna keep following the road right now. Yeah, we should have some of the smaller orangutans spawned here, but again, they're not worth fighting. Just keep moving on. The camera would have worked with us.
Yeah.
All right, now, keep your nose to the wall, and you should see a. Don't follow the orb. Back it up, and go to the left. It should be an opening double jump.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
double jumping. There we are. Got to go in there to get the next switch. Kill all the enemies just so they don't bother you. I have not watched Fruits Basket. I'm somewhat familiar with the original comic, but
Oink.
never had much interest in it in any capacity. I've already pre-ordered Shantae for Switch, so that's what I'm getting this week.
Yep. I keep forgetting that Dante really kind of just snuck up for me, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Means now I gotta get into like mega review, like script editing this week, so I can
Yeah.
actually stay on schedule.
Don't know if ED got a Xenoblade. He's currently deafened, so he can't hear the question. I know Ace is probably getting Xenoblade.
Sophie
there's
might sound up.
Yeah, there's Ace. You want to go get that upgrade too. I believe that's the Frost Heart, so now you can shoot ice elemental spells. Still don't think the elementals actually matter in this game, so you know, I feel like that was an unfinished system that they were working on.
Yeah. Use the same animation again, like the 8th time or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's the Healing Heart.
Oh.
I guess the order you pick them up is different?
Maybe
Wait,
it's a difficulty
the he-
thing?
It's not a difficulty thing, because I got the Healing Heart back in the... Huh.
Huh.
Weird. I guess that's just a different new opportunity to get it. I wish I had known that back when I was trying to do that stupid puzzle. So yeah, now you go down that hallway there. And it should be on your right, the next switch. In that alcove? No, it's a switch for Lucia in this mission.
I'll take 3 orbs, so.
So yeah, you're gonna keep running towards the camera all the way to the end of the street. And kill all these enemies.
I got some
That's
double
mostly
trigger
gonna
to burn.
Yeah. Gotta be careful with those savage golems though, because if they are left as just legs long enough, they will regenerate themselves and regain their full health. Which isn't too bad, unless you're really getting up in their faces and just getting hit by their poison attacks. They're not much of a threat. Ping asking, what series do you think should have a spin-off game?
I'm trying to think of... I don't know, because it feels like so many games do have spin-offs now, so...
Yeah. It's hard to say any... And most games that I would want a continuation of is a proper sequel rather than a spin-off. A proper Fire Emblem spin-off would be interesting. That's not just like a Warriors game.
Yeah.
Be interesting to take a different gameplay style and actually apply their support systems, since that's really the biggest thing that they're known for. And of course, they also would bring up like the SMT crossover, but I think a proper spin-off, not a crossover, is what kind of what we're thinking of right now.
Yeah. So for you, ED, on that question?
Oh, well, what was the question? I'm just back. What was the question?
What series do you want a spin-off for?
I mean Ace Attorney, but that's like that. It's not like that ever. So, it's not like that.
Right, so now you're gonna go down the left side.
Legit question. Legit.
Because it's just more, I just want certain series to continue rather than, you know.
Yeah, I need to think cautiously about that. I guess a good Sonic RPG.
Yeah, one that's gets some proper time and thought into it.
Yeah, because I feel like that could work pretty well.
I mean, even a proper action game like kind of what they were doing with Sonic Boom would be an interesting thing for Sonic.
Yeah.
Alright, you're gonna loop about back to where you started, and there should be a secret room in the big gated door that you're about to pass by. So not down there, but just past it, back near the divinity statue, should be a door to interact with.
There we go.
Yeah, that big gate. So fun fact, one of these secret rooms, one of the last ones you do, you fight, just dodge roll away from those. Because they're just landmines. Get close enough and shoot them a bit with one of your guns, and then dodge roll away. That's how you deal with them.
Yeah. Awesome.
So what I was talking about, for one of these later missions, you fight the two wolves that appear with Skullface there. And then you fight 6 of them. Kind of a bit of a mess, but it's kind of hilarious to look at because, again, sometimes their animations will just stop.
Yeah, I was seeing that throughout the fight.
And when you have 6 of them all in one place, you really see it. Okay, now you go down that corridor. So yeah, the wolves was certainly an early idea they had, but they didn't have the time to really work on them.
Like a lot of things in this game.
Yeah. There's a blue orb up there. I think if you double jump and shoot, you should be able to get high enough for you to absorb it in.
Maybe if I do it more from this side.
Yeah, angle yourself a bit more towards the tip.
I don't know.
Got it!
Yeah.
I don't know what Fruits Basket is. Yeah.
It's just a, I think it's a Dojin, Japanese
Alright. Alright.
Yeah. Kill these enemies and then you can go hit that switch. Same logic as that first one. And then we get to fight a boss. One that is somewhat more well designed.
What?
But this is not really much of a credit to these guys.
Dante? Okay.
I think that's the last one, so yeah. Gotta hit that switch. Aerial combat practice, I guess. why these orbs exist and how they help open a portal to hell. I don't know. Just an asset that they had laying around. All right, so you're gonna go through the door that those red orbs were pointing towards.
Yep.
Ping asking favorite Persona character from each game.
Ooh, Persona 3, either Mitsuru or I guess, Persona 4? Ooh.
I mean, Naoto's pretty great, but
I want to lean towards Naruto, but like a lot of them are just kind of, a lot of them are very equal to me, like kind of, kind of deal. Not in a bad way, like, B-Force Cat's fantastic, it's just kind of like, I don't really have any particular ones I like more than the others kind of deal.
I do quite like kanji when I really get down to it. Alright, you hit that with your sword. Alright, Pat. Remember Devil May Cry 1?
Yeah?
Well, these devs did remember. Or they were desperate for material or something.
Yeah.
So, remember a spider boy you had
We're
a little
doing
bit
literally the same.
It's just Phantom. Don't ask why. Stop asking why. Fight him. He's basically the same boss, except now he has a command grab. Yeah. So this is why he's actually kind of more well designed. Because he's just ripped straight from Devil May Cry 1. So yeah, same strategies. Run up to his face, couple of hits, fade away, rocket launcher him from a distance. Don't stay in front of him too long, otherwise he might command grab you or just swipe at you.
Yeah.
When his tail's up is when he's more prone for his command grabs.
I assume you already answered the Persona question for Ping.
For 5.
We never finished with Persona 5 because we had the surprise
5,
visitor from the past.
Probably Haru most likely, if it's not Joker.
Yeah.
Whenever
The
he
blue
does
guy
his
with the
fire-
lobsters. Sorry.
when he does his fire pillars with that, it's usually in bouts of 3 to 5. So, and whenever he shoots that fire into the sky, it's always 3. You want to keep an eye on him as much as you can so you can see what he's doing. Because you can always see what his body's doing as a reflection of what move he's using. If his face is somewhat more buried into the ground, he's doing the ground pillars. And if he literally shoots a fireball into the air, that's when you can have the meteors coming down on you. So just keep rolling until 3 of them hit. Or 4. Fuck me. He wants to keep you on his toes. Not sure. Okay, so he does take damage from the side, yeah. Just standing and tanking it isn't always an option, so be careful. Yeah, when he's doing this, it's often better to get that 1 or 2 hits in and then continue your rain of fire. Pretty sure I recall that this boss does not include his boss theme from the first game, which
No.
somewhat.
I can tell you right now, no it ain't.
I did answer most of that ping. I didn't answer for my Persona 5 pick. What would I pick for Persona 5? I think I somewhat lean a bit more Makoto.
Yeah.
If we're talking like main cast, if we're doing like the
Yeah.
extended Christ, Kawakami's kind of the best.
Yeah, if it's extended casting Kawagami.
Going back with like Persona 4 and 3, I guess we might as well do all that too.
My favorite character is the UI.
Always evolving.
Yeah.
Never held back.
Mhm.
Don't think you can purchase
Yeah, I don't have
anything
enough
right
for
now.
anything to upgrade right now, so.
Alright. So now time for an enemy horde.
Oh
So
boy.
you're gonna hit that eyeball again after you collect your orb. And you're just gonna keep killing within the time limit.
Alright.
But there is an collectible we can get might as well not, because there's no reason not to. So you see that pile that doesn't have an eye on it, somewhat to the left of this cutscene. You're gonna stand over near it and then lure enemies towards it. Not here, towards the camera.
Yep.
Kind of like a spider web type texture on the ground.
Right over here.
Yeah, that. Yeah, you're gonna want to launch your enemies onto that, so you're lock on and back and attack, and just launch the orangutans onto it. Just airtime and just keep launching them until they land on it. Do it a couple times and then it'll open. Why that's the logic for it, I don't know.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Be sure to use your hard lock on it. If it keeps changing, then I don't know what setting you change, because that shouldn't happen. Try hitting it with the still living body of an enemy, because that's how that works.
Come on. Come on. Push him. There we go.
Yeah. And it's another amulet piece, so you can just skip the cutscene that comes out of it. Because we've already seen it.
Alright.
Ping, I think I definitely prefer the feel of Bayonetta games, but I do quite enjoy. I've played more Devil May Cry games than Bayo games, evidently.
Yeah.
All I know is that Dante gets a cowboy hand. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, riding good to some pro.
It's also
Fuck.
pretty top tier. But
Competition.
the sombrero doesn't have gameplay utility.
Yeah.
But you can play as in game as well. So.
Yes, that's the most important thing. But the fact that the cowboy hat also gives you power and is capable of one-shotting the final boss on the hardest difficulty is quite a glowing recommendation.
I think Dante
I'm
had
not
like
even
an
joking. You can literally
invisible
do that with
motorcycle in
that.
5.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I like about Bayonetta is the fact that you do have the free dodge button.
Yeah.
It is a convenience feature that I do appreciate. And also the fact that she does have her dodge offset is a great system. I'm bad at it, but I can appreciate being able to just keep going after you've dodged rather than having to hard commit to restarting your combo. So yeah, basically what you're doing right now is you're killing enough enemies to feed that giant portal in the ground. And these goats, I typically find the rocket launcher the best for them because it'll just hard knock them down. I think it's the only thing that can, because it'll take like 3 consecutive stingers to do it. And by that point, they've probably super armored their way to hitting you, so yeah, anytime the timer runs out, just gotta run back up to it, hit it, and just keep killing everything.
Alright.
You can one-cycle it on normal mode if you don't go for the upgrade there, which, by the way, is a Chrono Heart, which causes a time stop effect whenever you attack people in Devil Trigger. It's okay, but this game isn't really built for that kind of utility. I think might as well go into your equipment, actually. Change what your amulet has so that you have the damage heart. So, bottom of the upgrades. Well, yeah, quick heart, whatever element of your choice, and then yeah, the offense heart. Okay, so yeah, I guess some of those optional upgrades are actually obtained in the order that you pick them up, because you should have gotten the frost heart by now. So by skipping out on the healing heart the first time, you got it there instead of the frost heart. Interesting system. And since the elemental hearts don't seem to do anything relevant, it's just a net upgrade for you, really. So, yeah. Those birds, I kind of would recommend switching to the pistols or the submachine guns, since they're a bit too fast for the rocket launcher. And because this is normal mode, they aren't as aggressive towards you, so they won't sit still as often. Also, it's kind of hilarious seeing birds get juggled in the air. Yeah, feel free to double trigger in situations like this. It'll tear through enemies like this. Low health enemies with double trigger shots on normal will cease to exist very fast.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think there's one more wave. Yeah, it's going to be some more of the armor fuckers and some goats, and I think that should be it. This is a perfect time to switch back to the rocket. Well, nope, more Puyas. But yeah, here's the goats. So yeah, rocket launcher for the situation would be good. Yeah, always feel free to pop your double trigger to kill enemies faster. Yeah, not much to talk about here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of this game. And there's not really much to talk about with what Lucia would be doing because she's just kind of doing the same thing. Exact same mission structures, except with the switches from the last mission put in different places. Congratulations, you've opened the way to hell to act as a shortcut into a demonic skyscraper.
Sure, okay, fine.
Yeah, a skyscraper you've already entered before, by the way. Ping asking an poorly worded question, mostly because they must have lost a word because of something, but favorite video game character, period.
Yeah, that's too broad.
Yep.
I can't tell you off the top of my head.
Hell, when Adam answered that question, he had all the time to script that, and B, he gave himself like, what, 30 characters to work with? Alright, this is the last proper mission, and then the rest is just boss fights.
Alright.
Alright. I recommend pulling out your rocket launcher. There's nothing to find in here, just go through the door. This is literally just an empty room. The fact that that has multiple layers to it for some reason.
Okay, fine. Don't make cry one, Lord.
Yeah, just kill like 4 or 5 goats in here. Yeah, you see that kind of waiting around that goat was doing? They do not do that on hard mode. They're almost always rushing you. Which I appreciate them being more aggressive, but they're not a fun enemy type to fight since, again, they super armor through most of it and there's almost always more around them. Ace asking, Unite Morph tier list, or at least whatever your favorite is.
Okay, from best to worst, Unite Sword, Hand, Claw, Bomb, Gun, then Hammer, and then probably Whip, I think is probably the least useful, out of all of them. The big advantage with Whip is that it probably has the best stinger in the game, but other than that, Whip is not that useful, like, for combo. Because Whip, honestly with Whip, you could just use Sword in a lot of the same situations to get more combo potential out of it.
Alright, elevator fight. Hope you like Captain America.
Oh god! Ow! My ears!
Well, you don't like the consistent sounds of metal hitting sword?
No, it's just, it did like a sound loop of like a
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's like the sound of a lightsaber, it never stops. Alright, when you exit this elevator, if you go towards the camera, you'll see a vase that you can hit, and then there's a secret room behind it.
Maybe if I put this vase here, you won't know.
Dead. There's this mutual I followed, just like, put your reply.
I think that's I think that's for Lucia, not Dante.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Lucia. Mabe.
Hmm.
I remember where the next secret room is. Yeah, which just gotta progress. It all blends together when you rush this game, and
Yeah.
not one sitting, but it might as well be.
Yeah, I'm definitely reminded of the tower at the end of Bayonetta 1, yeah.
Mhm.
AKA the level that they just bomb rush you with Grace and Glory in.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Uh,
Like, that's why I'm always like, I always want to call a thing of Grace and Glory just to call you, like, here's a twin fight. But
yeah.
the actual implication of Grace and Glory is prepare your anus.
And I can tell you the turtle enemies of Wonderful 101 are definitely that game's Grace and Glory.
Oh boy. All right. So Pat, you remember Twilight Town
Yeah.
and its wonders? Yeah. Yeah, you got to get to the upper platform, but you basically solved this already. All right. So jump back to the floor and examine the wall there at the very end. Not that one. That one lit up. Yeah.
Oh! Okay. I didn't realize this was
Yeah.
gonna be the secret room. I thought this was the progression.
Nope. So yeah. Fight more monkeys. And every time I say this is the Resident Evil 0 of Devil May Cry games, it really is just kind of, yeah, just fight
Yeah.
a bunch of demonic themed monsters that are just animals.
And I mean, Zero. I agree with Johnny. Zero is easily my least favorite of the classic Resident Evils by far.
It's certainly the least interesting in a lot of aspects.
And also, I don't like that game's inventory system at all.
You mean the fact that it ceases to exist?
Yeah.
In ways? And also, you have no reason to ever play as Rebecca outside of the fact when you need to use her for a puzzle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Rockets are still good for this situation, but yeah, sometimes you just want to shoot and not pay attention. I think you might be able to get that last blue orb purchased before the final boss.
Yeah, possibly.
Also, I am reminded of Sphere Hunter's review of Resident Evil 0, and definitely like one of the worst things that it's going for that game is the fact that they made a prequel. And it's just like, Rebecca went through all this stuff in like the span of like a day and a half, and then Resident Evil 1 happens and she can do nothing of value.
Yeah.
Like, Rebecca single-handedly beat a tyrant all by herself, and now she can't handle anything.
She's tired, man.
Somewhat fair, yeah. So far, what's been your favorite death battle?
Ooh,
While you're thinking about that, go back up to the top platform and just run a circuit.
I try to think of that. There have definitely been a lot that I liked. Leon versus Frank is one I really enjoy. Recent one they did on like Booster Gold versus Cable, that was also one I really enjoyed.
Ooh, time travelers. That's a nice,
Yeah.
a different kind of time travel. I think that's all that's defined up here. Just that blue orb,
Okay.
really.
Which is the way to progression in here? Because I found that door.
Back you came.
Okay.
You get the sacrilege after you beat the puzzle or fight that you encounter in these rooms, and then you put it through the door, and then it does some
Okay.
manipulation.
Oh yeah, the Weiss versus Mitsuru was another really good one. That's probably my favorite 3D death battle that they've done, by far.
Alright, you don't really need to fight these enemies, you can if you want.
Farm out the last little bit of red orbs again.
As many as you can. I remember like the only like argument someone had in another server was like they somewhat undersold how good a spell Megadolon is in that game, but hey, I mean that. It's like, yeah, I also love how that in Arena was like most people's introductions. Like, wait, when the hell does Mitsuru learn how to use Mechadolan?
Yeah.
The answer is the answer.
Yeah.
Some people get buffed in the answer. It happens. I believe that's the door you need to go through.
Okay, I've had my fill.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think this is progression, actually.
Yeah.
Yep, you're back where you started. Gotta go back through the door. So you'll have to go the opposite way. And by opposite way, I mean follow that stair, and then the next stair. And
No.
okay, that's back. That's back to the puzzle room. So you go through that and then go directly
left.
across from this door. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
All right. Get ready to use that rocket launcher a lot.
Oh.
Because now it's round 2. Nothing's changed except you can't cheese this one out as well.
Alright.
Which means it's going to be worse for you. Have fun. That is the correct answer, Pat. You've already killed one of the wolves.
Yeah. And he stopped animating.
Yep. They put more time into the knight than they did the wolves. The knight is pretty well animated. He's a decent fight. He's just kind of over aggressive, and his hitboxes are a little BS. It's also even more telling that these wolves were barely finished when they only have like 2 attacks.
Yeah.
They have a straight on Psycho Crusher, or they bounce off the walls also doing a Psycho Crusher. And that's it. Yeah, you know what? Ace has a point. This does kind of look like a Doom enemy.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, like he has the full rival type moveset. He has a Stinger, he has a million stabs, he has some anti-air options. I think he might have a projectile in some difficulties. He can defend himself from projectiles by spinning his blade like your typical spear user. Like he has everything built to it. He's just is incomplete and kind of just BS in some ways.
Again, because of wonderful 101, I'm just thinking of the Naginata Unite North, because that's literally the same move.
What an honorable fight you had with this skeleton.
By shooting him when I was far away.
This is why they depower guns in the other games, because this is stupid. So yeah, pick that up, and don't think there's anything else for you in this room. So yeah, you'll just go back where you came. Oh no, you get the frost heart in this. Okay, so what the hell did you not get? Did I just... Is that just a second way to get the healing heart?
I don't know, maybe?
Alright, so you're gonna... When you see a row of red orbs, that's what you have to follow to progress.
Right. More goats!
I think if you kill these, you'll get a sacrilege to go to another room to get the frost heart, but again, the frost heart isn't really much of an upgrade you need, so you can just run past them if need be. The peak of Devil May Cry gameplay.
The ultimate sequel. You guys sick of me using this rocket launcher? Yes? Well, too bad. I'm gonna keep using it.
Guess what? The next boss fight is really good.
Is it another? Is it another Devil May Cry 1 boss?
No. Though I think that's what they wanted to do. I'll explain that when we get to it. But first, another elevator fight. That is the correct answer. Save your DP, actually. The boss is coming up, so you'll want to save meter for it. Wacky Woohoo Pizza Man runs around the walls in an elevator while shooting Iron Maidens with a rocket launcher.
How was your Friday night?
Alright. Go through this door, grab some nummy health, grab that Gorba rather, go through here, and this is their attempt to transition.
What?
I guess this is taking place in the Mindscape or something.
I guess?
Here's actually a cool designed boss.
Okay, alright.
Somewhat well designed. It has some good animations, really. That's the most thing it has going for it. What sins? He's done nothing wrong except beat up his brother. The worst thing is that he didn't get to save his brother when he fell into hell. Oh wait, that storyline doesn't exist yet, so he's done nothing wrong. Right, so you're just gonna keep shooting that. Just gonna keep shooting that rocket launcher. That peeling apart animation is kind of the best thing this boss has going. So yeah, keep shooting heads, dodge whenever something flies at you, and rinse and repeat until something happens. Yeah, hard locking on isn't worth it in this fight. Just let the auto lock do it.
Okay.
Especially because it'll clear out any of those like blockades on it. And you're gonna want to save your double trigger until they hit the next phase of their fight. So I think the idea of this phase is you would shoot at them while they're far away, and then whenever they come in close like this, you would run up and do some aerial combos. But this is Devil May Cry 2, so okay, once they've had their hitbox show up, go double trigger and then just shoot them. So DT and just unload. Alright. Now we're gonna build back up, and then when they recombine again, you'll finish them.
Alright.
And that's the fight.
Got a little bit more than some of the other fights going on in here.
It has an idea.
Yeah.
It has an idea and some decent execution, but it's just kind of marred by the fact that this is kind of boring. And also hitboxes are fairly inconsistent, but that's not so much a problem with the boss proper, it's just kind of this game in general, games in general. So yeah. When he's recombined, just give him a good couple shots.
Oh, there we go.
He had to do his final desperation move. He wanted to feel good about himself.
Yeah. I did it.
Good work. I think there's a secret room if you jump on the table instead of going through the portal and interacting with the chair. Finicky, as you probably assume. Yeah, I think you have to be on the table for it.
Okay, gotta scoot onto the chair.
Yeah, literally stand on it. So we got half of the secret rooms. I think we should feel good about ourselves.
Alright.
So, fun fact, in the final secret room, you actually fight a variation of the final boss.
Oh.
Well, not the final boss, the true villain, I should say. Like,
Okay.
you in the fight you had in the room that
Yeah.
you're currently in. You basically do that, but with more varied mobs.
Okay.
And then for Lucia, she actually fights the Skull Boss with his wolves when she does her final secret room.
Interesting.
Which is a cool idea, but not too great because of how her moveset interacts with his.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mess, but the thought is quite appreciated.
All right.
The DT meter does deplete pretty fast, but it's kind of pre-built to your actions. So like if you shoot your gun, it just burns through it even faster. All right. You can save up. Now time to fight the penultimate boss.
All right.
And I'm gonna want you to pay some good attention to the voice clips in this upcoming cutscene.
Okay, yeah.
We can get more DT, or we can save up for the blue orb later. I think that'll be more important.
Let's save for the blue orb. All right.
It is bad voice acting time, but the real prominent feature is inconsistent voice actor time.
Huh?
I forget how long it takes for him to start talking, but I think it's after this CG scene, and we're back in engine.
Doesn't feel like it's as deep of a organ as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, here you go.
Yeah, he sounds totally different.
Not even the same voice. The only argument you can make, if you care to make it, is that I guess him gaining some power from those relics made his voice.
Yes.
What's going on? Is there a problem? You. Is that the medallia?
I wasn't aware those objects even had names.
You switched them? A false coin.
Did you not look at the
Dude, bruh! Did you even look? What was that sound effect?
Showtime.
That's what they had. Alright, it's the same boss as before, but now he has his Grace and Glories that are Lucia clones. Kill them first and then beat the real boss. So yes, my reaction, having not played any of Lucia's beforehand, was these two showing up. I was like, who the hell are these? Magical. Are we talking about the actual magical coin or Dante's magical coin? Because I guess he just did that or something. I don't know. He just has a coin now for some reason that has his logo on it. It's basically his calling card.
Yeah.
That he doesn't give to anyone because he doesn't take jobs, I guess. Or he does, and they need a password. What the password is, we don't know because we never get to hear it. Probably because Kamiya never actually thought about it because it wasn't necessary. Now, normally, at least on hard mode, yeah, there's his monkey though. So yeah, he'll keep summoning mobs while these two are here, and it's just the same fight, but now he has his bodyguards. Just as invigorating as it was before. I know they get more aggressive once you've killed one of them, but not much else progression-wise.
I think this is like the first time in the game I've actively had to really pull out the sword at this point. Okay, now they're kind of, yeah, now they're starting to, now it's starting to feel like a game.
Oh my god, a threat. Right, one of them's dead. Now the other one's gonna be a bit more aggressive.
just the butterfly beam. It's just a game.
An actual video game with combat.
Okay, I think she's dead. Yep. Okay.
Based on, well, it's going off like what the lore apparently would imply, is that Dante was mostly taking jobs until he finally found Mundus and could get revenge for Virgil. And then once he beat that and Virgil effectively evaporated, kind of just fell into a depression, which is kind of what the anime went on, where Dante's kind of just low-key depressed. He still takes jobs as he does, but like he has no real drive. And that does kind of come around with how Devil May Cry 5 portrays him. But like there was somewhat of a through line. It's just no one cared about Devil May Cry 5, so they didn't like the really edgy
wait, Devil May
Dante.
Cry 5. You mean Devil May Cry 2? Said no one cared about Devil May Cry 5. I was like, what?
I'm pretty sure
Wait,
I
what?
said too, but correct me if I'm wrong. I've said the wrong thing before. It happened a lot.
Lord forgive me for I've sinned.
You know. I made mention of like Devil May Cry 5 revisiting some of Dante's personality from Devil May Cry the anime, which was somewhat of a through line since this takes place just after the anime. Well, not just after, but effectively after. Yeah, you might as well just hard focus on Arius to make this end. Free us from this hell as we enter the other hell to fight the true final boss.
Yeah. Bro, you're not
I think
even
you might
shooting
be-
at me.
I think you might as well combo string him since you can. Your sword does about the same much as the rocket.
My dream, my life. I was going to be the king.
What is this direction?
Yeah. Here's your crown.
That doesn't make sense, Dante. Look,
Also awkward ending transition.
yeah.
Alright, yeah, just enough rorbs to
Alright.
get you that Bible health. Alright.
You defeated Arius.
Yes, I shot him with a rocket launcher multiple times, and then he died.
Dante coming back is like, yeah, I solved the problem, I guess.
Kill me. Kill me and everything will be over. I thought I was a descendant of the clan that protects Vida Marley. The ones who have the blood of the devils. But
Why did that clan have the blood of the devil?
What?
We only know of Sparta saying, nah, devils are... We're kind of bad. We should do something about that.
Brandon,
He's the only one that...
Brandon, no, Dante is like the furthest pick from a fuckboy possible. Kind of an orc.
He's a huge dork, and he also might not know what sex is.
Yeah, in the long, long line of Capcom characters not knowing what sex is.
I think he figured it out by Devil May Cry 4, maybe 5.
Possibly. He got the talk
Also,
then.
Mhm. He found out he had a nephew, so he had to do some research.
Yeah.
Also, apparently the villain's plan worked anyway because we need a final boss fight.
Okay, fine.
I guess Dante's magic amulet was actually magic. Oh, Brandon was talking about Arius. Yeah, no,
okay,
he is a
yeah,
tough
yeah.
boy.
What? The ritual was incomplete. But the door to the demon world is...
And sometimes visitors from hell just really want to get a visa and do some work over here.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Times are hard, man. We need to get work wherever we can get.
Once you enter the demon world, you may never be able to return.
Sure. Okay, fine.
I
I think this was also a plot point that was mostly putting this at the end of the timeline.
you
like,
need to work.
Dante maybe went to hell and never came back.
I'm happy.
And then everyone was just like, yeah, no.
That's dumb.
Devils never cry.
But
Let's leave it to fate. Heads.
What is
I
with
go.
this whole coin flip
Tails,
mechanic?
you go.
We don't know.
It's a really weird character trait for him to get.
See you around.
Yeah. His depression came full circle or something? I don't know.
About Sparta from...
Don't you want to know what your dad did? It's like, it's pretty obvious what
I
happened.
know.
Ping, I would
You
say
did the same thing.
for I would say platinum
Hold on to
characters,
my
once they
coin,
became
Sophia.
platinum, learned what sex is. Not any other Capcom characters, though.
Also, I don't know if they explain it in this scene explicitly. No, they don't. So that coin was basically a Harvey Dent coin where it's heads on both sides.
Ah.
So Dante would always say head so that he would do whatever the people wanted because he's still a nice guy. But why that element was there even to begin with, no one knows. No one
yeah.
cares.
Eh. Alright.
All right. Do you want to fight some clusterfucks?
Oh boy. uh,
Yeah. Don't ask why Griffin's in there. Shut up. Why is Griffin in there? No, don't
yeah,
ask.
somebody
Shut up.
just got the model tool and didn't stop.
This is basically a conglomeration of every boss Dante's fought. Alright, back up. This is actually a hard fight. So, dodge roll to your left. Stay out of this guy's range.
Okay.
You want to fight the orangutan first. Enemies will only attack you if you're in front of them. So,
Okay.
focus on just killing the orangutan. Stay in front of him. Don't get in front of Phantom or the skyscraper. And just do this until the orangutan's dead, then we can talk about some proper strategies. You don't want to aggro any other enemies because, as you can see, their movesets interact in some awkward ways. Orangutan is dead? Okay, good. Now focus on Phantom, but actually you can cheese him out. Go
Alright.
all the way to the right until you stop locking onto him.
What?
Alright. Now, once his fire pillars have stopped. Yeah, this boss is a mess. Alright, now don't roll your way into there, but walk to the left until you start locking onto Phantom.
Okay.
And now just keep shooting. This is how you beat this boss.
Alright, he's dead.
Alright, we might as well take care of Skyscraper now because he's the most annoying of these bosses. So run all the way back to the head boss on the
Oh,
on
okay.
your
we're
right
doing that
now.
one now.
Yeah, and he is the same kind of idea. Don't get too close to him, otherwise he might do a different attack pattern. But you can do the same thing where he'll keep doing that laser and just stay at the edge of it.
Yeah.
Get back into his range to shoot him, and then just keep rinsing and repeating. If he does the center laser like that, then you should try avoiding it since its hitbox is somewhat more inconsistent, as you can see there. But yeah, when he does that back laser, just roll to the side until it's out of the range. Get back in range. Keep rinsing and repeating until he's dead.
Okay, he's dead.
Alright, now same thing with Griffin. Get to the very edge of his range, then roll back out of that way so he doesn't attack you, and then shoot him from without. And then the lock-on locks off, then you roll back into his range. You're going to be spending most of this out of his range, avoiding his moves. Rolling into the range is probably the worst idea because then you overcompensate and then you get blown up.
Yeah.
Feel free to double trigger as much as you can so you can recover the health. Whenever he starts attacking, walk to the left because you'll still stay locked on until his attack animation is over.
Alright, I'm done with what I was doing. I can actually be here.
We're playing this like the trash it is.
What boss is this?
Don't worry about the Tauros boss. Run all the way back around to the other side. We're gonna go fight the tentacle.
Alright.
I'm back for real. Now I can actually, let's say, stuff again.
Let's keep rolling. Alright, we're gonna get to the further right of the tentacle.
Alright.
Don't stay in the center, otherwise it can hit you. Alright, so a little more to the left where you're locked on. And then go all the way to the back. And you're gonna switch to your submachine gun
Oh, okay.
because the rate of fire with the rocket launcher is inconsistent. And you're gonna hold that until it's dead.
Alright.
What, did the animation just stop there? What?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Don't worry about it.
Hold up.
That's a feature. That's a product.
The thing that's doing is nuts, and I'm free to commentate. Oh, wait, my sandwich is here. Hold up, I'll be right back.
easy fighting anyway to get out of Devil May Cry 2.
He's been muted and deafened for most of this stream.
I had something else going on.
You had life going on. That's already more important.
Fuck Devil May Cry 2.
Yeah. So yeah, so I guess what they were going for was taking the conglomeration idea of Nightmare from Devil May Cry 1
Yeah.
and just throwing all the bosses into it for some big ol' your boss rush without being a boss rush. And it's just
interesting
literally a
idea.
clip
I just don't like it being just this blob of what the hell.
Mm-hmm. And it has no build up whatsoever.
Yeah.
Either. Like at least Nightmare would send you to a nightmare realm, and the fact that it's called Nightmare, you can just assume it's like, oh, it's in your mind or something, whatever, that you're refighting these bosses. Sure, whatever. Nightmare's already somewhat unexplained anyway. Go to your equipment, actually. You can interrupt this immense gameplay. Equip the healing heart. At the bottom, yeah. And then pop your double trigger on this and just let the healing do its job. Because this is only the first phase of this boss, so we're going to want to get as much health on you as we can. Okay, Tentacle's dead. Alright, now stay at as soon as it starts locking onto him, you just stay there, switch to your rocket launcher, and just don't stop shooting. The apex of video game design right here.
I went for the final boss of Wonderful 101 today to this, and wow.
So this is better, right?
Shit, obviously.
The peak.
Peak of boss design.
Yeah. Alright, now something a bit more tangible. Still not great. Alright, look, we become a Kirby boss, and that Kirby boss becomes... I guess this is Argus or something or other? Not Argus, Archinox or something like that. Yeah. The peak of androgyny right here.
Yeah.
Alright, so when he's doing his final boss walk thing, he's invulnerable to damage. It's usually just the lead up to him doing an actual attack. Whenever it teleports, they'll teleport behind you, roll away from them a couple times, shoot at them, rinse and repeat until you win.
Alright, I'm back on my sandwich. Oh wait, the president called.
ED getting every excuse to run away. So, yeah. Most of this boss's design is built around just walking up and walking away. That charge is honestly his most dangerous move. He can, on at least hard mode, he can do it multiple times in a row.
Oh!
At least 3. Yeah. Whenever he command grabs you with that, you can pop into double trigger to escape it. Same logic as the first game. So yeah, whenever he teleports, just roll away immediately and then attack him. Yeah. Yeah, the best habit to get into is like when he teleports, 2 rolls and then shoot. Don't try to interrupt him. That big charge is a rain pillar. Yeah, just keep rolling.
What up, Flame Bagel?
Hey, Flame Bagel.
Hey, Bagel. Yeah, you won this. Even if you get hit and killed, you still have a gold orb. We don't care about continue, so you've won. You know how the boss works. Hell, you have a healing item if you really want to use it, I think.
I don't think
Unless
we've
you've used
used
it
any.
before.
I'm not sure if we have used. I think we maybe used one healing item throughout the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. What do we do have? Yeah, we got it.
Might as well.
Eh.
What
We
else
don't
can you use
care.
it for?
Pop
Yeah,
some double
pop your
trigger
DT.
and
Just shoot.
yeah, there we go.
Congratulations. Ping, we can quote unquote appreciate this cutscene in the meantime. SMG will stay on him the entire time, but the rocket actually does substantial damage, so usually
Yeah.
it's better just to do that. Take a hit or two. Evade, evade, evade. Take a hit or two. I feel like
What's
the
that
scene would have
gonna
been a
do
little
to?
bit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, charge shot, man.
Oh, no, that makes sense.
that feet that completely chroma keyed in. Explosion right there.
Just stood there and took it.
He didn't even say jackpot, so did he really even win?
No, it's all an L.
So yeah, he's just gonna ride his motorcycle that I guess he brought with him to hell to go right into hell and just fight things, I guess.
I'm trying to kill things.
Okay.
Yep, you beat the game, Pat. Good job.
But that,
Do you feel good about that?
That was only 3.5 hours of in-game time on that.
Mm-hmm. It's a short game, especially when one person knows what they're doing and they also don't care. Look at all those B's and C's. Beautiful.
Yeah.
this chicken's chewy, man.
Also, that challenge is not gonna be completed. All right.
Dante's costume check.
Also, this game was a collaboration with the Italian fashion company Diesel. So Dante and Lucia have alternate costumes featuring Diesel products.
Okay. What you
Again.
don't even get a credit sequence? What?
No, not until you beat both modes.
What?
You don't get the true ending until you beat both character stories, just like Resident Evil.
Oh, okay, alright.
I'll just spoil it for you. Who cares? While Dante's in there fighting the goop monster, Arius is still alive and looking like a Resident Evil boss. So she fights that, kills him. Then he really looks like a Resident Evil boss. Kills him again, and she wins. Then she goes back to Devil May Cry and basically, I guess, takes over the store in the meantime. And then she hears a motorcycle come up, and she assumes it's Dante. Spoilers, it is. And that's where it's left off at.
Wow.
So Lucia actually gets a better final boss fight because, well, the first phase is a better boss fight. If you took the first phase of Lucia's final boss and the second phase of Dante's final boss, you'd have a decent final boss. But they didn't do that, so it's awful.
But
She gets the final conclusion of like, I got to be more than whatever I was supposed to be. Bland story conclusion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't good. That wasn't good.
What are you talking about? That was great. That was amazing. Perfect game. 10 out of 10. Why did they even make a sequel? You could have ended here.
Yeah, the creator should have been happy with this.
But it's just one of those. God, that was so boring. Like more than anything. And in my time, a boring game can be a lot worse than a bad game per se.
Mm-hmm. Like again, like this game isn't like atrocious. Like even like on hard modes, like some of these encounters are proper encounters. This boss that we're looking at right now in this cutscene, on hard mode, that's a great fight. It's not great because of the mechanics, and if you get hit by some patterns, you get freaking massive damage because your recovery is awful. But it's at least like this is a video game encounter, and it's not atrocious. I enjoy this somewhat. But that's only on hard mode.
Pick the worst game I've played on Twitch. Oof. It would either be, well, I mean, we have played Sonic Genesis. It's also the
Let's not include Sonic Genesis because that's not even fair.
Well,
No.
I'd say this or Mega Man 4 Game Boy would probably be the lowest one we've done.
4 was pretty unenjoyable, yeah.
Yeah, that was not fun. Cause
Mhm.
well, it's like 4 pissed me off by the end. It was just Devil May Cry 2 was just so boring throughout the entire thing. That yeah. So
Challenged you, and the most challenging things were just kind of just thrown together garbage of just bad ideas.
yeah. So would you say like an hour of showing
We could show some Lucia now. Save another string to be entirely dedicated to it. You're gonna press the back button. You don't need to close
Oh,
out
you
of
don't
it.
need to close it out. Okay.
Yeah, you press the back button and it takes you back to the main menu.
Oh, okay. Cause the thing is, with a lot of these collections that came out around this time, a lot of them did not have back buttons for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I don't
Weird.
know
yeah. So
why.
they thought about this. So yeah, press Devil May Cry 2 and click Lucia.
All right. I still don't know what that means.
Intro cutscene is exactly the same.
Alright.
No perspective change, so we don't need to bother. So even more like kind of blatant, obvious that Lucia is meant to be the main character. This cutscene doesn't really offer, except it sets your mission goals like you're gonna get to that tower, starting from home base. You got to collect 45 red orbs around here in order to open the door to the next area, which was exactly what you did at the start of Devil May Cry 1.
Alright.
Neat.
So a little bit of some weird parallelisms there. I guess it is a decent way to encourage the player to do some exploring of the environment, gain
Yeah.
some control, familiarity. Because
I
you're
guess
gonna have
so.
to swing the attack button. You're gonna have to press the attack button to swing your stuff in order to get stuff. So I guess it is somewhat of a natural way to learn how the game plays, but it's just kind of just weirdly
Yeah.
open-ended. So yeah, you'll interact with that door when you have 45 orbs. Currently only have 25. I think there's a large red orb around here that you can grab. That should get you what you need. Okay, that is not the one I was thinking of. Unfortunate. Game, why do you always gotta prove me wrong? What'd I do to you? I played you 4 times in a row. Gave you more time than most people would bother with. We're mostly just appreciating what there was for Lucia here.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, honestly, once we've got all these red orbs, we can find like a plaza section to just stand in and just appreciate her movesets because everyone has a built-in combo master ability from Kingdom Hearts to do their full combo strings. So yeah, you can.
Oh,
So
what,
yeah,
what
her
the heck?
stinger.
Okay, alright.
Some of her movement options. If you do her stinger equivalent, it is that flip.
Okay.
And unlike the stinger, like I mentioned earlier, instead of knocking enemies away, it knocks enemies up.
Nice.
So it acts more as a natural combo extender. She has her throwing knives, decent damage output. Their strength comes when you jump in the air and throw them, because she'll do spin and throw. Much better rate of fire, but it also means that she has more extensive landing lag.
Okay.
And it also makes you can't double jump while she's shooting, unlike Dante. So that's usually where her biggest weakness comes in, because you want to say you fight like that 3-headed boss and you're almost exclusively using the throwing knives or ranged weapons. You leave yourself open to a lot of attacks because of how you land on stuff. Her combo string has the similar functions of her moving the stick to extend your combos. Her one more notable move for one of the enders, I forget which one it is her kind of doing a flurry attack of her standing in place. Some good damage, but will typically just get you hurt. A lot of her aerial options are basically just Bayonetta moves.
Yeah.
I think her helm splitter is a drop kick.
Huh.
Yeah, and here's some proper enemies to fight them with.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, she feels better to fight enemies because outside of like the combo ender, you can like stop your combo string to go into a stinger to keep the enemies next to you while still doing good damage and keeping the distance closed up. Like, a lot of what she has going on feels better in this engine. You can.
Yeah, I've already can tell. I'm already saying I'm having way more fun playing her than I did Dante.
I know, right? There's the same situation. Like, you play a little bit of her, and it's just like, yeah, no, this just feels better because the flow feels more intended. I wouldn't be surprised if they playtested more Lucia with this engine because she just was designed for it, unlike
Yeah.
Dante, where they took Devil May Cry 1 and tried to retrofit it into this stuff, and it didn't really succeed.
I love video games, man.
Offer Devil Trigger if you want to appreciate her design.
Oh yeah, this was the thing Trish would have this costume, I think, in Marvel 3?
Yeah, this is what it was referenced in, yeah. Like, not everything was just dropped on the floor when they came to sequels. They tried to keep what they could. It's just they haven't found a good reason to bring Lucia proper back in the game.
Yeah. Stefan, Ping asks, would you say that she's the better character to play in this game?
I had more fun playing as her. Like, some of her bosses are less enjoyable to fight. Like, she's kind of more... Because she doesn't have good crowd control options compared to Dante's rocket launcher, fights like with Arius in his normal form are not too fun. The three-headed boss is really not enjoyable because you're heavily reliant on her throwing weapons, which just means that you're going to be... if you're impatient, which most people are, and you do a lot of the aerial throwing knives, she's going to be open to attacks a lot more often. A spin-off for her, like, yeah, like, hell, like, people were, like, looking at, like, the data that they ripped from Devil May Cry 5, and thinking is, like, because there was, like, the Ladies' Night Out, which I think I've talked about before,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where they were looking at that code or whatever, and they were thinking, like, is this, like, a preset thing to then make a DLC campaign for the 3 lady characters? Make it for Lady, Trish, and Lucia here. And since Trish and also, yeah, she has different physics on how her throwing knives work in her DT.
Huh.
But yeah, and with Devil May Cry 5, like, Trish and Lady are already in the game and in the actual playable game, not just in CGI cutscenes. So their models are all rigged up and ready to go. They just need to give them their animations and stuff.
Yeah.
So everyone's just kind of looking, it's like, yeah, just some small tweaks and just give them proper player interactions, and yeah, you would have playable characters already built. Third character control, Ace, are you talking about the unlockable Trish character in this game?
Yeah, who's just Dante from Devil May Cry 1.
Devil May Cry 1, yeah. So she feels great. I actually got a perfect S rank on the Mission 8 boss, the Tauros, because she has the round trip function where she throws the sword at enemies, and because in this game using your melee weapon is what gets you style ranking, you could just get him into his infinite loop, keep throwing your sword at him and also shooting him at the same time, and you just shred through his health bar while also gaining style rank. And it's kind of not fair, but we don't care because this game was not given the time it needed. But yeah, Trish plays great. It's just unfortunate that you have to beat the game a minimum of 3 times to unlock her, because you have to beat hard mode as Dante in order to get her.
Huh.
And wasn't quite worth it. But yeah, if they had taken more of the design philosophies from Devil May Cry 1 more blatantly than what they ended up with here, this game would have been a bit more bearable. Yeah, you have one more mandatory enemy encounter here, and then the mission will be finished.
Like, would have gotten 2 more points on Metacritic.
Well, it's also like another situation of like, because Lucia here was disc 2, most people weren't going to start by playing as her.
Yeah.
Especially because obviously everyone wants to play as Dante because he was the protagonist in the last game, and he's the one on all the cover arts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So no one would have even given Lucia a chance. They'd play like the first couple fights as Dante, find it miserable, and then stop playing.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened when the best friends were doing their Devil May Cry retrospective. They got to the first enemy encounter, won it entirely by just standing there shooting their guns, laughed, and then started playing Devil May Cry 3. I don't blame them, but...
Fair.
I guess I'll throw it into chat, guys. Do you want me to continue playing with Lucia's campaign and stuff like that? Because I am legitimately having more fun doing this, honestly, than with Dante. So do we want to see
Or are you
it?
guys just out of questions?
Yeah. Well, at least like I've like there's actual flow to her combat and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think this would be, so far the audience seems to be thinking this is more something for you to appreciate in your own time if you want to.
Okay, maybe I'll play through it on my own.
Yeah.
we have nothing better to do stream, we can certainly throw this in if we really want to.
Once that patch gonna take another whole year till the DJ's patch gets updated. Well, I guess we're doing this more. I'm in pain.
Yeah. With these enemies, it's a better idea to get in there, do some stingers, and then when they start attacking, evade to throw your knives. But yeah, you can do a stinger combo string on these guys really aggressively. Like, just never stop stingering with Lucia in most situations.
I love watermelon.
Can these combo names?
And now you got an achievement for gaining an S rank with Lucia.
Alright.
Yeah, if you do a proper playthrough later on, if you probably restart this mission so you can grab the secret rooms. But yeah, no, this is the flow of Lucia. Her alternate weapons is a throwing knife that is a more spaced one, so she throws stuff that can hit multiple enemies, which is situational. I think it's okay, but it's nothing great.
Actually, you know what? I think good point. What if you guys set up a straw poll just real quick, so we can just see does chat want me to keep going or something like that, just so we have a.
I think that's a secret room in there if you want to do a combat challenge with Lucia.
All right.
I think it's that one anyway.
Where is it?
The wall with the face, I thought.
Well, okay, that's it.
That's the end of the mission.
Hmm.
Hold on. I think there's a poll.
Straw poll working again?
Hold on. Manage poll. Let me.
Let's find out. Just doubling. Yes.
Did you get it working?
No, I found a tweet. There we go. Hold on,
Okay. Well, alright.
I seem to access the polls pretty.
Okay, well,
sharply.
you know what? We
Poll's
got
working
Twitch,
again.
Twitch has got a new like poll thing in here. Let's try that out.
Yeah, bottom for Bikini Bottom still winning by 4 votes.
Huh? Let's see.
Also, I found this too right here. This I relate to this.
Oh god. Okay, pretty unanimous though. So far on that. Okay. All right.
I get it.
Okay. So yeah, we'll end jumping right to at that point. I'll try playing Lucia on my own. I might find something in here that's worth playing. You know. So for what's going to take place for the Monday game now, I said it was going to be a much better game, but I maybe alluded to it earlier, but we are doing Wonderful 101 as the next game we're going to do. The remaster, of course, on Switch. The one question that I'm going to ask to you guys, do you want me to do it via New Game Plus or start fresh on a new file for that? Because Wonderful 101 gets a lot more fun once you have all the upgrades, more so than a lot of other Platinum games in particular. So, that's what I want to ask. I'll do a more proper poll later this week. I just want to kind of see what you guys think on there.
I think personally, New Game Plus would be more fun.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure that we can still get the Wonderful Ones introductions and stuff like that if we do that. Because I don't.
Assume New Game. I mean, those are effectively cutscenes, so they should still show them, yeah?
I think well, it's because like the whole thing is like because I know starting with Tink on, it was that like you could have damaged them and they'd be like, what do we do, kind of thing, and then the next Wonderful One would show up. So
right.
I just need to I'll just need to do some testing of that and make sure on my New Game Plus that I can do that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's gonna take over the Monday slot. Wednesday's kind of up in the air, because that's really, if Johnny is streaming this week, then I'll be joining him for that, and then we'll have something different for Thursday. then then the Wonderful 101 will start up on Monday. Yeah, so
The results with the DMC with Lucia. 7 no's, no yeses.
oh wow.
So you get the message.
Okay,
We're trying to
alright.
friend.
Well, we'll see you guys soonish. Anyway, have a good night. Take care.
Oh, good night, everyone.